So today I would like to share with you how I discovered Feng Shui and how it changed my life drastically. How it accelerated my manifestations by 1,000-fold. How it made my manifestations finally come true. How it changed the whole game of manifestation and how it's became like a necessary part of my studying the law of attraction and sharing it with the world. So just 1 year ago, I was already highly spiritual. I was already highly conscious of myself, of my limiting beliefs, and I was aware of a lot of spiritual topics and themes like law of attraction, manifestation, the energy world. I would start my day every day with the meditation, and I would end my day with meditation, with clearing meditation. I was already doing all of the things that I was supposed to do as a spiritual person, and all of the things that like gurus and psychologists and scientists tell me to do in order to clear my blocks. And I've been doing all of that, and still there was a point where I reached the plateau and I couldn't clear some blockages, and I had such low energy from doing, and I thought it is from doing all of this energy work. I thought like I'm doing, the more meditation I do, it feels like the more tired I get, you know. And I was a little bit frustrated. I was not a little bit frustrated, I was actually devastated with the results, because it can be so frustrating when you do everything you are supposed to do, everything that people tell you to do, and everything like people promise you, like if you do the affirmations, like you will eventually reprogram your mind. And I've been doing the affirmation at that point already for several years, and still like the same issues would rise and rise and rise and rise. And I was like, there is some part of spirituality that I'm missing. And one day there was a point where I didn't have any energy to get out of my bed, and I had such a low energy, and I was looking at the ceiling and imagining that I'm talking with God or universe, and I would say, even not out loud, because I didn't even have energy to say things out loud. I would say things inside my head, but I was screaming inside of myself, and I would say, like a kind of like looking towards the sky. I would be saying to myself inside, like, show me what I'm doing wrong. Show me exactly where my blocks are. Why am I not reaching my goals? Why am I not reaching my spiritual goals? Why am I not clearing the certain things that I've been clearing for months or even years? What am I missing? Like, show me the blocks. And I forgot about it, and I let go that intention, and because I had to. And at that time I was living in that one apartment. It was, from the outside it looked nice, it had nice furniture and everything was cool. I was living by myself. I had the luxury of privacy, so I was able to do it like meditations and yoga like without interruption. And from the outside it looked very nice, but the energy of the house, of the apartment that I was living, was something was off. First of all, I was listening. I could hear the girl that was living one story above. I could hear her cry all the time, and I didn't understand how it would impact me. I would be like, okay, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to build the energetic blocks there, and I will not pay attention to it. And that was like a red flag that I should have been listening to. And I was like, why? Like, this apartment looks nice, but every time I go outside and I go to the nature, to the park, to the sea — I was living next to the sea, not very far away from where I was living — There was a beautiful sea, and every time I would go to this very expansive states in nature. I would always hesitate to go back to that apartment. Like, I want to hang out more at the outside. Like, let me go in 1 hour, not now, but just wait a little bit. And that was like a red flag that I should have paid attention to, because I was brought up with the belief that you should not was I mean not brought up, but was brought up in the recent years by spiritual leaders and gurus, that everything in your reality is the reflection of your inner state, and basically you should ignore your outside if you are in the process of transformation. And I was like, I'm living in this apartment, and I have to learn to like this apartment. This was the mindset that I had. This like I need to be grateful for what I have, the roof over my head. And I was focused on, okay, let's be grateful for what we have, and let's learn to love this place. And just I couldn't do it fully. But one day, just soon after that, my prayer to God or universe, what towards the sky, soon after, my YouTube feed would get filled with the words Feng Shui this, Feng Shui that, and I'm not even like of course at that time I already heard about Feng Shui, but I didn't pay attention to it because I thought it was some difficult concept. I thought it was you had to have years to study, and I didn't understand how much your environment impacts your inner state, how much it impacts your ability to manifest. And soon after, I just got it flowed with this information on Feng Shui, and step by step, little by little, this knowledge of Feng Shui got discovered, got opened up to me. And basically what Feng Shui is that the art and science of how your environment impacts your inner state and your belief system and your health, everything that is you, the little you. And by little you, I mean the concept of your ego and your body. I'm not talking about the higher self you. And then once I started to implement that, I discovered and I started to implement Feng Shui in the summer of last year. The shift was so quick, so immediate, that all of the energy work that I've been doing, they finally started to work for me. And I started to feel comfortable in my own house, and I started to feel more alive and energetic. And it is true when we say like your reality is the reflection of your inner state, and that includes your house. That includes your house and the place you're living in, the place you're working in. Your surrounding at the moment is the reflection of your house. So there is a two-way of working on your reality. You can start working on yourself inside, and then the outside will change. And so the Feng Shui proposes the idea that you can first change your surroundings so that it changes what is inside of you. So this is like a puzzle that I've been missing. I was only solely focused on the Western teachings like law of attraction, law of assumption, which is like basically the same thing but with different choice of words, different interpretations of one law. But Feng Shui also adds to this, not contradicts at all. It beautifully adds to this knowledge the idea that your surrounding right now is the reflection of yourself, and every corner of your surrounding is responsible for a certain part of your belief system. So there is, and I didn't understand that it's such a um, huge part of law of attraction, that I was so resistant to this knowledge because I thought it was complicated, but it's not that complicated if you go deeper. Of course, you can study it like your whole life, and it can go deeper and deeper and deeper as your awareness, as of consciousness is rising. But there are basic rules of Feng Shui that I didn't understand how important they were, like sitting in the position of master, the power position that we call in Feng Shui, which is basically sitting so that you can see the door at all times. This literally changes your whole frequency, and as we know from law of attraction, your frequency is the key to your manifestation. So fast forward to today. So I've been implementing Feng Shui for almost a year, and I've been studying it and implementing it for almost a year. And fast forward to today, I manifested my own first apartment. I've been manifesting it for so long, and I didn't get the results. I was like, why not now? What am I doing? But I understand now how our environment impacts us. It is such an important part of it, so I am determined to share it with the more world, to more people who were skeptical maybe at this point in their consciousness. But I was like that also. So, but I'm the lucky one to get curious about it, and I almost accidentally discovered it, even though this is the information that is out there, that has been out there since the 50s or 60s of the last century. Not many people are open to it, not many people are implementing it, and this might be the very block that is stopping them from achieving what they want, from leveling up their consciousness, from leveling up their manifestation game, from leveling up their life or upgrading their life. This might be the very solution for many things in life: health, relationships, abundance in finances. So when I discovered that we can combine the knowledges from the West and East, not solely without being focused on one or another, such a huge transformation, such a huge magic can happen. So I'm encouraging you, everyone who are now like more focused only on the law of attraction, on manifestation, on the law of assumption, on any of these more Western knowledges. I encourage everyone to discover the magics of the world, because they beautifully complement each other. And certainly Feng Shui is one of the important part of that. And if you want to learn more, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.